Welcome to the Prem, and this is going to be the final episode of the season, and it's Witton, Wavenhoe are the two games left to play, and as you can tell, I've not had the greatest of seasons, but it's currently sitting 8th in the table, and I'm giving this save a one more chance solution to see if we can try and save our skins for next season. So I can see that the director of football is making signings already. He's signing quite a few players, but however, our wage budget is increasing. Which could be a good thing for us for next season. And depending on what happens at the end of next season as well. It's depending on what happens to the club as well. So you can see another signing there as well. So we'll have to see with what happens there. So pen a new deal at 50. Again, contracts are up to 425. We were in the red before I got the director of football, so he's cleaning up the finances somewhat. So Taylor Finn has been injured, which is not good because he's my striker. He's not in the team. That's fine. So we've got a bit of a break as well after this game. So here we go with Witton, 15th in the Eastern Counties Premier Division. Got some players back. However, I'm happy with the way the squad is, so I'm going to keep going with the squad we have. I'm just going to tell them that we're favourites. So there we go. And we will skip the bit and let's get on with it. Oh. Oh, well done, Upson. Getting his second goal of the season. Oh, lovely through ball by Upson there. And what a lovely 2-0 there, right by half time as well. So, yeah, definitely there. Just tell them to keep it up. wasn't going to say it was a great tackle, but it was a good tackle. It was just a shame it landed to the wrong person's feet. And Witten have got a little bit of a goal back. Good save by Start there. So I'm not going to lie, a bit disappointed not to be picking up 3 points now. However, end of the season, I'm not too concerned. So we do move up a place there, and with one game left, best we could probably hope for is 6th place, and I think that is where we ended up last year. And media was spot on, they did think we would finish around 6th in the table, so Eli getting another loss there as well. Even though they've won the league, they're still losing games. So let's have a quick look just before we carry on, before the final game of the season. If we look at last year's fixtures, that maybe doesn't help us. Let's go back to competitions and actually go. Oh, in fact, no. If you go to Great Yarmouth, we go to history and go competitions. So domestic leagues. Where did we finish? So last year we finished 7th in the league. That's currently where we are sitting now, with 61 points. And we're currently sitting in 7th with 61 points. So we're exactly where we were last season, with one game left. Let's just have a look, see what the reports say about him. So not really worth signing for the moment. But if the director of football decides he wants to sign him, then definitely we will consider. So to the final game of the season now, Wavenhoe 10th in the league versus us who are 7th, who where we were last year. So moving on to the last game of the season. Stick with the same squad, home game as well. And I'm just going to go out there for the fans. And use the famous I have the faith button. Let's just skip that and get on with the game. So go out there, keep your head out, and let's see what we can do. again, remember, my contract ends as well at the end of this season with Great Yarmouth. No doubt when I sim the holiday they will extend it for me. So, end of the game, end of the season, we draw 1-0. And of course all we'll do is get to the end of season part of the game, and then we will let you go and we'll come back for the new season next season. So, ended up 8th, ended up with 1 more point than what we did last year, but position wise we ended up 1 less position than last season, and 2 positions less than what the media predicted. So not really a great season. Hold out for a draw, curtains come down to a close, and the squad have got their £275 payout. So looking at the schedule, looking at all our home games, if I actually can change it to home. So looking at it, 81, so 41 was our lowest so far. 32 FA Cup Vars. So our best one at home was Mardenhall, and our worst was the FA Cup Vars, 32, but in the league it was the 31. There we go, 31 was our worst performance in the league, and friendly wise obviously our best one was the Bradford City, 3,312. So all in all, I think a better performance than last season with the crowd. I don't think we had very many at our games last season. I will just double check to see what that looks like for us. So if we looked at the schedule for last year and just do the homes. So all homes, yeah. As you can see, our best attendance was around the 50, 60 mark. 61 was our best, I think. So we've improved our support at home, which is good. That's what I like to see. Hopefully we can improve on that again for next season. We've got a couple of games left, which I think we'll sim to, and then I'll come back to you when we get to the end of the season awards. All right. So we've made it to the end of the season now, and this is the players that are inducted to the Great Yarmouth overall best 11 squad. And as you can see, Phil Wilson still there with Zanelli, O'Hara, Jackson and Hayes, King, Knock and Odeon, with Lukandu, Sabi and Stewart are the main ones. Sub bench, I think these guys, yeah, so there we go. Of course, he had a fantastic season. So in the season awards, so Jordan Baines gets best player of the season forward by Sabi and King. Goal of the season goes to King. Signing of the season goes to Sabi, and young player of the season goes to Barnes. So looking at the review, Great Yarmouth had been expected to fight right at the top end of the league season, but inconsistency in poor form meant they were settling for a slight disappointed finish. I think we played all right. I think we did okay. 74 was our average attendance, which was 2% full of the thing. We used 30 players, which was a third of 21 in the Eastern Conference Premier to use them players. Obviously, that was a huge moment to forget, and obviously that was a great match as well. So team meeting, let's speak to Jackson and see what he says. So he's happy with everything going at the moment. Now, yeah, I definitely want to be challenging for the top end. And I said, yeah, that's exactly the response I want. So they were happy with Sabi. They weren't happy with him. They were satisfied with my thing. These are some players to look at for next season, maybe. And out issues. So Sabi had most time out for 2 months with a knee. He had 2 injuries. And Jack Butcher, one of the youth players. So really, we only really suffered 2 injuries for most of the season. And this is the end of the year. Training summary with 4 unhappy and pre-season to be decided for next season. So this is where we're going to end it. We're going to come back on the 2nd of July next year. So we'll sim to them. So that's been another season of To the Prem with Great Yarmouth. Unfortunately, we're still stuck in the same division. However, I've decided that we'll put a board of director, a director of football in. I'm going to try and get a new assistant manager for next season as well. And hopefully we should improve the squad for next season. Hopefully we'll get a bit more fundage in as well. We've turned it around a bit with the wage availability. So all I can say is thank you so much for watching. Before we do go, let's have a look at the league stats as well. Let's have a look at see how the players did in our league. So did we get anyone in the top half of the so that's team stats. Let's go to player stats. Sorry, player overview. So joint 6 with 20 goals of the season. 29 was the top there. So that's good to see that we got one player in. Most yellow cards, that's not a great feature to have there. But again, no one really featured in the top apart from the goals. So thank you so much, Louis, for doing that for us. Again, we didn't make the key passes or most assists. Okay, we came third in the most assists. Maybe that's what I need to start doing. We came second best at hitting target. Jordan Baines. Key passes, we didn't have anyone in. Most assists, Sabi came third. Michael King came 6th in distant travelled. Most key tackles, no one there. Most clean sheets, no. And least conceded, definitely not. So that is kind of the roundup of our season. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit subscribe. If you like the video, hit subscribe. Watch the next series, or the next season should I say, when it comes up, and leave me a comment as normal. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.